This project presentation is by Leadership Skagit Class of 2021 Team Stay-at-Homies. The Stay-at-Homies are Ken Hansen, James Malcolm, Elise Celine, and Ben Thompson. Danny Hagan is our Leadership Skagit advisor. Part of the reason why we went with the team name Stay-at-Homies is that we wanted a creative way to show that we were going to work together, even though for most of the project we were going to be working from our own individual homes. We wanted to make sure that we had some fun and put a little bit of a laugh into our name. During this presentation, you will learn a little bit about each team member and the takeaways that they've had from their Leadership Skagit journey. You will also learn a lot about the Northwest Youth Services nonprofit organization that we decided to partner with for our group project. In addition to that, you will learn about how we decided to work with Northwest Youth Services, the planning that went into the project, and the lessons learned through the entire process.
Hi, I'm Ken Hansen. I joined Leadership Skagit because my wife went through it years ago, so I was familiar with the program. And also several Navy veterans, fellow Navy veterans, have also participated. So as we drove around, she would talk about different businesses and activities and issues and stuff in the county that I really never knew anything about. And following the Navy, I moved around so much. I was really looking forward to getting more involved and learning more about the community I lived in. So this seemed like a natural fit. One of the biggest takeaways from this program was I always knew that as a white male, I had privilege, but this program did a great job of really showing key examples and making me realize exactly why and how hard it is for those that are trying to accomplish the same thing but have a completely unfair advantage just because of the family they were born into, the color of their skin, the financial backing. Anyway, long list there. So one of the activities that I really enjoyed in the program was also the Clifton Strengths. Seems like in a lot of my leadership training, they've always talked about let's identify your weaknesses and how we can focus on those. And the Clifton Strengths was a completely different approach where you identify your strengths and what you're good at, and the facilitator that was instructing that saying, now use that to your benefit, which just makes sense. If you know you're good at certain things, then use that, and if someone else is good at some of the other skills, let them, make your team successful doing what they're good at. So, a lot of very a lot of things highlighted, and really enjoyed the program.
Hello, my name is James Malcolm, and I'm a lifelong resident of the Skagit Valley. My great-grandfather graduated from Mount Vernon High School in the 1920s. It was then called Union High School. I have long and strong roots with Skagit County, and I've always known I wanted to have my career here and give back to the community that my family has been a part of now for 5 generations. I first thought about joining Leadership Skagit when I was introduced to the program by my presiding Judge Goddard. After exploring the program, I knew I would have a platform to gain local knowledge and leadership. But most of all, I knew I would have a chance to meet other leaders in our region and learn from them and grow from them. Leadership Skagit was all about connections for me and my department. I hope to find new ways and approaches to Skagit County probation and local contacts to serve better our clients. As they say, it takes a village. It truly does. And I believe this program has the leaders of our village in one place, all learning from each other. What could be better? My biggest takeaway from the program was the amount of perseverance and professionalism I have seen and heard and learned this past year. COVID-19 has changed the world and has changed how we interact and how we solve problems, as well as how the virtual community works together to better the real community outside. I would have loved being in an in-person program, but that being said, I did learn how to use new skill sets to achieve the same learning outcomes. I must also mention relationships. Learning from other local leaders has been outstanding and something that I'll carry forward. The skill I have found most beneficial learning from this program is that of respect. Finding a professional space where one can share thoughts, feelings, and ways without feeling persecuted or silenced. A place where we can meet together and share what we think and how we appreciate differences in thoughts. a professional place where leaders can have differences of opinion and yet learn from them without casting judgment or interfering with someone's thoughts with our own. So leadership skills, remaining humble, listening, and finding mutual respect will go with me forward in my leadership pathways.
Hi, my name is Allie Celine, and I've lived in Skagit County my entire life, as well as my parents. Part of the thing that really had me interested in Skagit Leadership Skagit is that what it has to offer, and I wanted to be a part of that and see what I could contribute to the process and what I could also learn about myself as a leader. I also was really interested in it because my dad is also a graduate of Leadership Skagit, and I remember being younger and attending some of the activities with him and hearing from other people all of the really cool things that they participated in and how they had grown as individuals. Additionally, I was interested in Leadership Skagit because I'm an educator and I wanted to know what I could do, what I could learn and bring into my classroom and help my students make connections with programs and things that they needed, as well as making me a better educator. My biggest takeaway was all the amazing people and opportunities that Leadership Skagit has to offer, and Skagit County as a whole. There's so many opportunities for us to become servant leaders that I was not aware of until I participated in this. I also really appreciated the ability to be vulnerable, and even though we all came from a lot of different areas and spaces, our values aligned and we all had a common goal to work together. One of my biggest takeaways was the project experience and really how important making connections is. Being able to work with a nonprofit and see all the hard work that all of those individuals do to help the people in our community and being a part of that was amazing. And for me as an individual, one of the big things that I learned was, as a leader, focusing on your strengths as your strengths and not your weaknesses, like using your strengths and building your leadership skills off that was a new thought for me, and it was really eye-opening.
Good afternoon. My name is Ben Thompson. I'm a pharmacy manager at United General, and I chose to participate in the program to develop my leadership skills while learning about ways to utilize leadership skills for the betterment of the community. In my opinion, this program has exceeded my expectations in learning about the community and in the many ways that our leaders can give back to the community. My biggest takeaway from the program is the importance of networking, especially as a leader. Being able to develop those connections, being able to understand the JEDI concept so you're talking to other leaders in the right frame, so that you're including the individuals that you're trying to help with nonprofits. And being able to, this program has allowed me to be able to increase the level of networking that I have and really understand the organizations across Skagit County and understanding the need of work that needs to be done in Skagit County. The team or collaboration skill that will help me most in my leadership role is understanding the JEDI concepts and really how to apply them in my role as a leader within my organization and within the community. Really making sure that I have included everybody and ways to make sure everybody is at the table when we're trying to make decisions, have meetings, things like that. I think that's really a crucial understanding of that. Really helps to make any project go off without a success or as a success. For our project, we as team members met and set out our individual priorities of where we wanted to assist the community, and where we aligned was in youth, marginalized populations, and outdoor activities. We contacted 9 different nonprofits within Skagit County that work with youth and requested project ideas from these organizations. There were several that were interested in a partnership. And in our research, we found Northwest Youth Services really stood out in their mission and proposed project. Northwest Youth Services is a nonprofit organization that is in Skagit and Whatcom County that really tries to meet youth where they are to help support and stabilize their needs. They also really focus on homeless youth and really try to provide services that will support these youth in the transition from youth to adulthood. They asked us to hold a winter survival drive to collect donated clothing, shoes, outdoor wear, backpacks, tarps, and monetary donations that would help their organization to support these youth.
Northwest Youth Services has grown in response to the need for supportive programs for youth since its inception in 1976. Although our initial service area began in Bellingham, we have expanded to offer services to unstably housed young people throughout Whatcom County and Skagit County. Most recently, we've expanded our housing supports into parts of Island County, and we're having a big impact. Last year, 1,290 people sought our support. In 2019, 217 youth exited homelessness and entered into safe and stable housing, and 542 school-aged youths participated in preventative activities aimed at addressing risk.
For the survival drive, we decided to aim for early project completion and have the outerwear collected and distributed to the homeless youth in Skagit County by February. We also had the goal to increase public awareness of our local homeless youth crisis. We aimed to keep the project simple, meaning straightforward and focused. This was partially due to the COVID pandemic constraints. We minimized cash fundraising as much as possible, also due to the current economic uncertainty caused by the pandemic. And we wanted to allow plenty of time after project completion for proper project evaluation, which was accomplished. Our project action plan consists of 6 phases. Our first phase centered around identifying our partner program, collection locations, donation requests, and the labor necessary. We aimed for late fall 2020 and met that deadline. Our second phase centered around the distribution of collection bins and began a social media campaign. We were able to meet our deadline of January 31st, 2021. Thirdly, we planned 2 weeks to stage collection sites and monitor collection boxes. This occurred 2 weeks after our initial planned dates of completion. We next delivered our donated items to Northwest Youth Services 1 month beyond our original estimate. This was to allow for more time to collect items throughout the county. The fifth phase was drafting and sending out thank you letters to participants. Again, this occurred about 1 month beyond our original estimate, but was now in line with our new timeline. Finally, we had originally decided to contact big box stores and ask for donations, but the team decided as a whole to cancel that from our original plans. We needed to use that last part of our time for project review and debrief the project's success.
We made a list of all the fire stations in Skagit County and some of the businesses in all the cities and towns that we thought would be good locations for our drop boxes. Unfortunately, many of the fire stations were actually volunteer only and did not provide good public access. And due to the COVID pandemic, several of the businesses did not want boxes in their location. In the end, we had about 12 partners, and even some of those just collected from their staff with no box for public drop-off. We'd like to share a few challenges we had throughout the project. We did have a team advisor career change that led to Danny Hagan stepping in January. We started with 5 and went to 4 team members. That 5th will be continuing Leadership Skagit next year. Due to the COVID pandemic, like everybody, we were unable to do in-person meetings and dealt with restrictions when we were trying to get our donation boxes out as well due to the sanitation fears, which limited our ability to get the visibility we wanted. And then communication was a bit of a struggle after our survival drive was complete. Just lost some momentum, but ultimately got it all complete.
Project results. Throughout the survival drive, we collected several hundred pounds of donations. We also connected the WEA with Northwest Youth Services, and the WEA donated $5,000 to the nonprofit. We were able to increase awareness through social media and word of mouth for Northwest Youth Services mission and the needs for homeless youth in Skagit County. Additionally, we introduced Northwest Youth Services to EDASC.